Hello, thank you for coming to my talk. My name is Josh. I started Do Not Pay, the robot lawyer that helps consumers fight for their legal rights. We operate in over 200 areas of what people call consumer rights, getting people refunds from landlords, suing Comcast, canceling subscriptions. From my journey starting Do Not Pay 6 years ago, I've learned a lot of unconventional lessons that go against the popular wisdom of starting, scaling, and distributing a product. I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I'm British. I moved here. Turns out I'm actually a terrible driver and began to get all of these really expensive parking tickets. It was a serious problem because I was a broke college student at Stanford and I couldn't afford to pay these $300 tickets. Out of necessity, I became a legal expert of how parking tickets work here in the Bay Area. So I got this reputation in college as the guy who can get people out of parking tickets. It got overwhelming for me. I was studying computer science and I thought there must be a better way. So I created DoNotPay.com as a way to get people out of their tickets automatically. The software asks a consumer several questions. It uses their answers to match them to a legal defense. It populates a letter, goes on the government website and submits it on their behalf. In the first week, we went from about 20 cases to tens of thousands of cases. Every news network picked it up. It went to the front page of Reddit and the website started crashing. This taught me my first lesson, which is if you can capture the zeitgeist, it's almost like a cheat code. If you can tap into the psychology of society, you can be propelled much more quickly. And how can you capture the zeitgeist? And I did it by accident, but there's two things that you can do. The first is emotions, and the second is current events. Emotions, wrath, greed, lust, and envy. I'm tapping into wrath, but dating apps tap into lust. I'll give you a few SaaS examples. One of them is online ordering SaaS solution for restaurants. There's two companies. One is Incentive.io and the other is Owner. One homepage says online ordering for restaurants. That's a boring, commoditized tagline. The other says take back control from Uber Eats. All these big companies like Uber Eats are stealing from you. Owner.com helps you. It's obvious which one more emotionally appeals to you. And this is a great example of capturing the zeitgeist. All of these restaurants are being scammed by these delivery platforms, and a SaaS solution can come in and fix the problem. Sometimes the product is so boring that you need to have an extra boost with current events and trends. One example is when the Equifax data breach happened and 350 million Americans had their names, addresses, social security numbers leaked. We built a product to fix that. What are some SaaS examples? Twilio, with the Ukraine crisis, they're offering their services. Current events are a great example to show the value of your solution because you can offer it for free to nonprofits or people who need it. I would say as well, Do Not Pay, we're controversial but apolitical. So something that's controversial, we want to replace all of the lawyers and make the law free. It's not political. You can be controversial, have a powerful message. Going back to my story, I was a student and I made a deal with one investor who got a lot of parking tickets and actually used our service to get out of it. Our investor was a partner at Andreessen Horowitz. And they said, do you want to take money for your company? And I said, I do, but I don't want to drop out. And the reason I bring this up here is it allowed me to take my journey a lot slower than other companies. You typically see there's a demo day, scale, scale, scale. But by taking it slowly, it allowed me to pick the right strategy for my company. I think it's really important to ask, why hasn't this idea been built before? And there are SaaS tools and apps to do everything, especially for a mass market consumer thing like this. I realized that there was a graveyard of companies that had tried this idea. We're only focusing on one or two areas of the law. Unless you're a bad driver, the average American only gets a parking ticket once a year. So it's very difficult to build a retentive product with just one use case. But impossible to build a subscription business. This taught me my second most valuable lesson. Platform companies are more valuable than point solutions. The MailChimp CEO was speaking earlier about unbundling and bundling, and he says that we're very much in the bundling era. I agree with him. It's much easier to capture the zeitgeist and build a movement when you have a horizontal platform that can be applied to hundreds or thousands of areas than if you're just building a parking ticket company. So instead of building any more products, I started building SaaS integrations with Twilio, Lob API, UiPath, bot builders, and that allowed me to go from one product to over 200 today. So I've got a way of launching products. I've got a strategy to build products, be horizontal rather than vertical. How do I actually distribute Do Not Pay to make sure that everyone here and everyone in the world starts using it? An investor says most companies get their customers from a single acquisition strategy. I agree with him. Airbnb is primarily SEO. SaaS Brex plastered San Francisco with billboards. I created a framework for different acquisition strategies and how they applied to me. I came up with 3 criteria. It had to be scalable, profitable, and organic, so it happened naturally. Scalable is when I was starting Do Not Pay, I was messaging my friends to use the website. That's not scalable. Profitable, a lot of companies in 2021 were paying $100 to acquire a customer and only making $70 from those customers, so I didn't want to do that. And organic happens naturally. If the entire marketing team was to pass away, the acquisition strategy would continue. That's my definition of organic marketing. Paid social is probably the worst acquisition channel. Once the marketing team stops spending, the ads will stop running. Virality is a great channel because it meets all of those 3 things that I focused on, but a lot of these issues are very embarrassing. If you have bed bugs, I'm not sure you want to invite your friend to help you with your Do Not Pay legal issue. Organic social in the enterprise with referral campaigns. Once again, people do not want to advertise some of their legal issues. What do we use? And the answer is SEO. We started publishing SEO articles by accident just to help our customer support team. And out of luck, or because they were good content, Google started ranking them for free. We published this SEO article, 83B election, which is a tax filing everyone has to make if they're a founder, and Google ranked it as #1. So we began to scale up. We have a team of 250 contract writers based in Georgia, the country, that pump out SEO articles. If you publish good content that's manually written, not AI generated, Google wants to surface the best answers to the question. The way the product journey works is the user searches something like 83B election filing, and they come across this Do Not Pay article. Every 3 paragraphs, there's a big button that says, let Do Not Pay solve it for me. And people are so lazy, they don't even read 3 sentences. They just click the button and become our customer. So you really don't have to go overboard with trying 10 marketing channels. We only focus on 1. What did I learn in terms of building a team? I thought if I want to make Do Not Pay a success, we have to be relatively lean. The second thing, I knew Do Not Pay would take a while to build. I've been at it for 6 years with this horizontal strategy. The YC mantra is build one thing and you build it well. We're trying to build hundreds of things and build it well. We've had team members stay for 3, 4, 5 years because everyone on the Do Not Pay team feels like it's their mission to fight these big companies and the government. By having a kind of lean team and mission-driven team, it allows us to respond to current events and the zeitgeist. Like when big crypto companies were freezing deposits, we managed to build a solution in 2 days. And that's really important for capturing the zeitgeist. You really want a team to kind of build these features and products quickly. And at least until maybe 50 or 100 people, everyone should be technical. A very broad definition of technical. They're a builder, they're a designer, engineer, really good at sales. We don't do business development or strategy because you really just want to be building and selling in your early days.